Hey downtown leaders, this is the leader guide for the Good Friday service on Friday night. It's super simple. I'm just going to walk you through what we're going to be doing just so you have an idea before you come in on Friday. So service starts at 7, so if you could be here at 6:30, that would be wonderful. At 6:40, when kiddos start coming in, just hang out in your small group, ask kids, get to know their names, give them their snack, and then talk with them if they've ever had a friend change schools or move away and what it felt like when their friend left. And then your interactivity is called Give Away More. And basically you're having a paper snowball fight, only the object is, instead of throwing the most snowballs, you're going to try to give away the most paper balls. So you're going to divide all the kids that are in the downtown room into 2 teams, and we're going to have a tape line down the middle of the space, and we're just going to have a huge trash bag full of paper wads for each side, and they're going to try to give more by throwing paper wads to the other team's side of the line. And you can just give them the hint that it's a bad strategy to throw at the other players, because then they could quickly pick up the paper wads and throw them back. So maybe they should try to throw them where the other team has to go get them, okay? And then just leave that tape line on the floor because you're going to use it later on in the day. So when they're finished with the activity before a large group starts, you're just going to say, so guys, in this game you were trying to win by putting the other team first more than they put you first. And if you ran out of paper wads, you had to wait until the other team put you first before you could put them first. Anybody confused? So we're going to talk, we're going to go to a large group and hear about somebody who put us first in the ultimate way. And then we're going to worship a little bit tomorrow night and hear a quick story about Easter. And then at 7:40, you're going to play a game called Worth Saving. So each kid is going to get 2 index cards and a marker. And on one card, or it might just be 2 little pieces of paper, to be honest with you, I'm not sure. On one card, they're going to write down something they've lost. It doesn't have to be something that's currently lost, just something that at one time or another they've lost before. And then he's back here. And then on the other one, they are going to write down something they currently have or own that they would give up in order to get that lost item back. So what do they have that they would give up? And then you're going to collect all the lost cards and all the give up cards, and you're going to mix them up, and then you're going to randomly draw a card from each pile. So it might be like, I've lost my teddy bear and I would give up my PlayStation to get it back. Or I lost my teddy bear and I would give up my pillow to get it back, whatever that might be.
Or I pooped my pants.
All right, thank you, Herc, for that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to ask the kids if the item is worth saving by giving up the other item. And you can let them vote by raising their hands, standing up, sitting down, whatever it might be. And you might end up with some weird things, some contentious ones that kids might be like, oh, that's worth it, or that's not worth it. And they can just kind of go back and forth about if it is or not. And then what you're going to say after the activity is just, what have you lost that you would give anything to get back? Right after Jesus died, it seemed to the disciples that Jesus had given himself up for nothing. But they would come to realize that Jesus gave himself up for us. And that shows us how much Jesus loves us and how important having a relationship with us is to God. And it also shows us that Jesus didn't command us to try harder. That's not what being a follower of Jesus is. He promises to be with us and help follow his example. And he just wants us to put others first. So then make it personal. Talk about a time when you gave up something you deserved in order to put somebody else first. And then if you guys have time, hopefully today I'll get some clarification from Josh how long the Good Friday service is. But if you have time, there's a second game called How Far Will You Give? And you're just going to add 4 more big tape lines out from the one that you did use, okay? And you're going to have all the kids line up on one end of the lines. And then you're going to explain that these lines represent people at a different level of relationship. So the farthest line away, so maybe have all the kids stand by the stage, and the farthest line away is towards the back of the room, and say those are people that aren't close to you, complete strangers. And then the next line in is maybe kids you see at school, and then the next line in is your friends, the next line in is your family members, and the line closest to you, the line they're standing on, is going to be them, the kids themselves. So then you're going to read off some items and tell kids to think about who they would be willing to give that item to, and to go stand on the line that represents those people. So for example, if they'd be willing to give the item to a stranger, then they're going to go all the way out to the stranger one. But if they would only be willing to give up that item to a family member, then they're going to go to the closest one. Or maybe if they wouldn't be willing to give that item up to anybody, they're just going to stay on the line that they were on. So you can come up with anything, but here's some suggestions that they had: a soccer ball, a sandwich, a water bottle. So maybe it might be their iPhone, their iPad, whatever it might be. What would they give up for that? And then when you close that down, the lead teacher can kind of run this, or one small group leader can kind of run this game. And what you're just going to say is, guys, what we will give up for people is directly related to how much we love them. And all of you would be far more likely to give something to people that you love more, like your family and friends. And this should tell us two things about the Easter story. One is that it should tell us how much Jesus loves us. He was willing to not just give us some stuff, but he gave his life. And he did that because he loves us so much. And the second thing it should show us is that we can put others first. And it isn't by trying hard. Trying harder isn't going to get you to put other people first. You can only do that if you respond to Jesus' love for you by letting his love fill your heart and cause you to do what he did. So bottom line, I can put others first because Jesus put me first. If there's any time left, get with your small groups, pray, go over the memory verse, and we're just going to kind of play it by ear. So guys, I just want to tell you, thank you so much if you're serving on this Good Friday service. I know that that's a sacrifice for you, that you don't get to go into the service. I'll be right here with you. You guys are the glue that holds this all together. These kids are going to get to hear a really, really, really important story, that Jesus loves them so much that he gave up his life for them. And so just thank you for serving and being down here on Friday, and I will see you then.